Now, Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro says his side were deserving winners following Monday night's victory against Jitters of Guinea-Bissau. The Super Eagles did defeat the War Dogs, as they are called, in a redemption mission for Peseiro's men, who suffered an embarrassing 1-0 defeat to Peseiro Kande's side last week Friday at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. The 30-year-old Super Eagles captain surpassed Patrick Vieira's 107 international caps for France and Frank Lampard's 106 caps for the Three Lions of England. Since his debut, the Nigerian forward has scored 16 goals for the national team. He is Nigeria's highest scorer in the World Cup with 4 goals. And if the manager is so certain that his team can do better, does this mean that if the team can do better, should pressure be applied on him to drop certain players by the administrators at the NFF? Because we want managers to be able to pick their choices, to make tactical decisions, because they're the ones working in that shoe. They're the ones in the positions to make that. But if he's not making the right calls, if he's leaving out players that should be starting, if he's keeping players on that shouldn't be starting, then obviously maybe someone needs to call him out on it. And we fans have a lot to say, and these coaches don't typically listen to every single fan's opinion.
I think if the administration and the administrators do that, it will be playing into his hands. It will be giving him enough excuses to say, after all, these sides were not picked by me. Look at club level, talking about Chelsea, for example. Some excuses would be that, okay, Graham Potter was not a huge part of the transfer window, most especially the winter transfer window. So if certain players are not performing well, you can easily say, after all, these players are not mine. I didn't go into the market to buy this player. So if back to the national team, if that happens and the administrator say drop this player, start this player, it's easy for him to say, after all, these were chosen for me. So let's leave the whole selection to him. What the administrators can do, which wouldn't fall back on them, is an ultimatum. We've seen it happen. Give him an ultimatum. The only ultimatum they're giving him now is for him to win AFCON 2024. So, like it or not, Peseiro is with us till next year, because the ultimatum they have can only occur next year.
At the rate
But the
that
ultimatum that
Sorry, at the rate
yeah,
that the team is developing, though, is it your opinion that we can catch up to the level required to actually win such a competition? Because if that is the current requirement for his job, then if we don't win, Jose Peseiro is gone, right?
of course, he should be gone. And when was the last time he won the AFCON? That was 10 years ago, 2013, under the late Steve Enkeshi. This is 2023, and the next AFCON will be 2024. So even if we win it, that will be 11 years after. We have the likes of Egypt, who are the most successful in Africa. They won it 7 times. We have the likes of Cameroon, who have won it 5 times. Even Senegal, who are the best team in Africa at the moment, they just won it last year or so. So we have teams around us. Let's not mention Morocco, who got to the third place of the World Cup and also beat Brazil just this weekend. There are a lot of teams around us who will tell us that the Super Eagles of Nigeria can't even get to the semi-finals. So it's not about the name, like the captain of Guinea-Bissau team said, names don't play on the pitch, footballers do. So we may have the names, but I don't think we have the footballers here.
All right. So if we don't have the footballers, might it be time, because something I've seen European managers do, no matter how much quality the veterans within the squad have, they are not afraid to go into the youth team and pick someone, an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, anyone who is in a position to take the opportunity, who has a lot of potential, and if given a run of games, could keep out even the veteran, particularly when the veteran isn't showing the kind of form, the kind of commitment, the kind of work ethic that the team requires game to game.
Of course, we even have enough examples for that. We saw that in the World Cup with Portugal, when Cristiano Ronaldo looking seemingly out of form. He was dropped for Ramos, who came in and scored about 2 goals. We saw it with the Spanish team when David De Gea was not having enough fun with Manchester United. He was dropped for Kepa Arrizabalaga of Chelsea, and he was taken. This is the second time Kepa was taken over De Gea. It happened, I think, in 2018 and 2016. So it happens with other national teams where veterans can be dropped for the younger ones to take over. A lot of Nigerians were clamoring that Anil Oboso, the guy who came from the under-20 team, should take over from Francis Uzo in the goalkeeping side. We want to see him. We've seen enough of Francis Uzo. We want to see Victor Sochima, who came from Rivers United. We want to see these young guys that people don't really know come and fight for the shirt. Francis Uzo might be thinking he doesn't have competition. After all, there's no Koye inside. There's no Ademola inside, the other guy that was black, that we're waxing lyrical about. So it is possible for changes to be made, but is the coach courageous enough to make those changes? That's all for me.
Talking about courage, managers sometimes do have a tendency to go with tried and trusted players. They don't want to take a risk because their jobs could be on the line. The team could suffer such a heavy loss. Does Jose Peseiro, from everything you've seen, because we can only judge the manager's ability, his predilection towards risk, we can only judge it based on the performances of the squad, his team selection. In your opinion, is he the kind of manager that is capable of taking risks?
I mean, if you look at the table of the AFCON qualifiers, it may be deceiving because we've lost only once, right? And that's the Guinea-Bissau. We've won thrice out of 4 games. So 9 points out of the possible 12. Oh, we need to praise him. But this is the same Jose Peseiro that has lost 4 straight friendlies. 4. He only won 2 against Sao Tome and Principe and also Sierra Leone last year when we played the first 2 games in the AFCON series. The friendlies we played, even the games we played before the World Cup against Portugal, we were beaten 4-0. We played against Algeria, we were beaten 2-1. We played against Costa Rica, we were beaten 2-0. When we face oppositions that ask us questions, we really don't come to the fore. So it doesn't strike me as the coach that would exude confidence or exude courage. It only strikes me as a coach that wants to do whatever it takes to at least get a win so he can keep patching on. But when you see a coach with potential, you would know. I don't see that in this current squad, especially from the manager.
It seems like it's a trend with the NFF, hiring managers that do not have a lot of, for lack of a better word, courage to try tactical options to spark life into the team, to pick players and selections that can alter a game based on the unpredictability of their talent.
There's this saying in our local parlance, soup way sweet, na money killer. So you want to go for a tactically astute coach. You need the ones that would bring the tiki-taka, the attacking vibe. You would have to pay them. Would you bring those kind of coach and owe them salary? I mean, Peseiro was actually in the press conference. We are all aware he has been owed for 10 months. What does he have to say about it? He tried to play around it. But we know the players have been owed match bonuses up to 19 games. So would you have that kind of culture and say you want to appoint maybe a Jose Peseiro, a Jose Mourinho, or maybe a Pep Guardiola, and you bring him to Nigeria and be owing him 10 months salary? No. So they know they don't have the resources to actually employ the person that will give them the results. So they will employ people they know they can control and just patch on. Like I say, they just patch on.
All right. Thank you so much, Gbenga, for joining us on the show. We'll wait to see whether the next qualifier games will secure us our path into the competition next year.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And hopefully, we stop these bias of either a foreign coach or a home-based coach. It doesn't matter where you come from. As long as you can do the job, get the job.
All right.